Hi, y'all. I'm Taylor. I'm a therapist, and I am here with HeartSupport's founder and lead singer of August Burns Red, Jake Luhrs. Yes! And we are so excited because we're going to be talking about In the End today, which is such a powerful song that we think really honors Chester and his legacy, and you can use it to help improve your mental health. So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
I don't think I've ever watched this music video.
It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why it doesn't even.
So good. So
Dude, this
good.
song, I mean, if anybody in my age group, this was like our jam. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. It's literally like an anthem that crossed genres. Like everyone was listening to this song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing.
And I think there's something about it that so many people can relate to, where you get to this point where you're like, what was this all for? I tried and I tried and I tried, and I watched the clock click by, and I was working for this thing. And in the end, it doesn't even matter because it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, or the way that I put all my heart and soul into trying to accomplish.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure that every single human being could relate to that.
Yeah. And so it's just like, gosh, it's just let's keep listening. So good.
Doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed
cool
this rhyme
music
to
video.
remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite
I like
of
the guy with
way
the
you were
headphones on.
mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried,
just so
it all fell
talented.
apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I've put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard.
I just think it's really cool how just like he wrote this song that in his process of feeling whatever the negative emotion was, maybe feeling like tried so hard and failed, right?
Yeah.
That has helped other people process that same experience for themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Go a little further.
This song is written from the perspective of someone who feels like all of their effort has been wasted, that it doesn't even matter.
Right.
And like that is someone in the process of feeling all of that pain and that frustration and that loss. And while they are processing that, they wrote this song that helps other people process that and work through that. And so it's actually crazy because this song being written proves the opposite, that in the end, it doesn't even matter. In the end, this actually mattered so much. Like, this person's process of failure actually mattered more than whatever this outcome was. Like, look, this song is viewed 1.7 billion times.
Yeah. And had that situation in his life not occur, this song would not exist.
Yeah. Or if he got the outcome he wanted, right?
Right. Yeah. Then he wouldn't have gone down this journey.
Right. Oh, let's keep going.
Yeah, that's wild.
Okay. So good.
And got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
The music video is so cool. I'd be so curious what it means. Like, it looks like a video game.
Well, they're sitting on a statue of a woman.
Okay. And I feel like the song is about a relationship.
Yeah, because he talks about trusting in you.
Okay. Well,
What you got,
I'm gonna
Tay-Tay?
stop. I'm gonna stop my shirt.
What you
for a
got,
second.
girl?
I just feel like when individuals are outcome oriented instead of process oriented, individual outcomes can feel like the end, and they can make it feel like nothing that you're doing really matters. Like, all of the effort doesn't really matter. All of the time doesn't really matter. All of the pain, all of the process doesn't really matter, because what your vision is on is a single outcome of failure, or that's different than what you wanted. But like we were just talking about, this song is proof that if we're talking about what matters more, it's the process, right? Like, this song that Linkin Park wrote about their process matters more than that single outcome could have possibly, I imagine.
Let me drop something real quick, because you just like gave me this thought. You have this idea, this vision or dream that you're like, I want this. And to get there in this process, you end up doing all of these other things, and you're still not there. And let's say you build a community of fans or people. Let's say you wrote a book, and you know what I mean? And you're doing all these different things in your life that you see, if you do those things, are going to get you to where you want to be, but you're not there yet. So you don't even recognize all of the beautiful things along the way that you've already cultivated and created that is making an impact in your life and doing good things in your life. And if you were to just give those things the credit and recognize those things and be grateful for those things, you would feel more joy and have a more exciting, vibrant life, because you'd be seeing all of these different things outside of this one thing you're focusing on. And it would relieve you of the stress.
Yeah.
And the worry, and the process is a part of what creates what's to come, right? And so I like the idea of understanding that the outcome is a part of the process, right? And it's not the process, or it's not the end of something. And if we could take that, right, and use it and apply it to our lives, maybe we could see the fruit and the benefit of that outcome, even though it's not what we had anticipated.
Yeah. And that the outcome doesn't decide whether the process was good or bad. It doesn't decide what the end is going to look like. It is just a singular blip on the map, right? Yeah. Like, let's take this relationship, for example. So this song, is about a relationship that, poured his heart and soul into, and in the end didn't get the outcome. Does the fact that there was vulnerability in that relationship, that you learned how to love someone, not matter because the relationship ended? Does it not matter maybe the ways in which you learned how to communicate in that relationship along the way? Does it not matter the ways in which you learned what you do and do not want in a relationship? Like, to say in the end, because the outcome that this relationship had doesn't even matter just because it ended, negates exactly what you were saying. All of the little things along the way that really did matter and will continue to matter past this single outcome.
Yep. I look at it like this, like you're building a wall and these are the bricks that process the outcomes. There's bricks, there's good bricks there that you can lay on top and build this wall of what it is that you're trying to strive to be or create or be a part of. I think that's really, really great, especially when you think about relationships and what you've grown from through that. I went through a gnarly divorce and I took a long time to really self-reflect on, okay, where did I mess up? Where did I make mistakes? But what did I learn through this? And how can I treat the next person in my life better? There's so much more freedom there.
Jake, that's another really great example because that's a part of your story. That's a part of your experience. And that story and that process and that experience led you in some ways, contributed to you writing Mountains, writing some of the music that you've written. And that same thing helps other people process in the same way that this song did.
So, you know what? I would love for the person that is watching this, think about your own personal life and the processes that you've gone through and experienced. Write them down and look at them for the good. Look for the good in those things and what they've done in your life and who you are because of those things. Because 9 times out of 10, through the nasty suffering, there's so much growth, wisdom, knowledge and character building that goes in that stuff, in these types of stories, like in the song. And so I would challenge you in a positive way to write some of those things down and self-reflect on how far you've come, how much you've grown and learned in that outcome.
Yeah. I think that's such a powerful idea or something for things, like a tangible thing for people to do, to see how maybe they're discounting things along the way because they're focused on a singular outcome instead of the entirety of the process and the miniature outcomes along the way. I think that it's really it speaks to Chester's legacy in that what he did was really rallied people around the difficulty of the process by writing music that allowed them to express and relate to that. This song is a song about being in the midst of a painful process of not getting an outcome that you worked really hard for and you really, really wanted. And even if maybe in these moments, Chester felt like he was failing or felt like he was losing something, we don't necessarily need to know how he was feeling to know that there's probably some pain there if we listen to the lyrics, right? And even in that, even in his processing, he still created something that mattered. And in the end, that process actually mattered more than anything else.
Yeah.
Not anything else, right? But in the end, it mattered and it made a difference. And it wasn't the single outcome that determined if you can make a difference or if your life matters. And so when you sing this song, you can shift the way you sing it. Like in the end, it doesn't even matter. That can be almost like an empowering thing of in the end, this one outcome doesn't matter. It doesn't decide the trajectory of my life. It doesn't damn me.
Right.
It's just a blip on the journey.
Yeah. I like that. It's good. It's a positive note.
Yeah.
To end on with the song because, I think that's one of the reasons why it's so popular is people feel like it doesn't matter. It's gosh, I did all this work and it doesn't matter. It's yeah, man, I feel that. That's real.
Totally.
Been there, but the reality is that there's something there that we can take that's good and learn from it. And so it doesn't matter if it didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. It doesn't, that doesn't have to be because guess what? There's tomorrow. We can try and we can do something tomorrow with it.
Yeah. And in fact, it not panning out the way that you want it to might be the thing actually that matters the most, right? This song this situation that this song is based upon didn't pan out the way that they wanted it to.
What it
and look at what it
into.
did.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
what it grew.
right? Yeah.
Planting its own
So-
seed, and 2 billion people plus listen
Yeah.
to just this music video that we clicked on. It's just one of the, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Like not counting Spotify and iTunes and
Gosh.
record sales and seeing it
Yeah.
in concert and like all of the ways that this particular song has impacted people. And so even though the song itself is singing from a place of discouragement, like when you sing it, you can sing it from a place of encouragement.
right.
That in the end, nothing else matters but the process, but the journey, but the points that you have along the way.
It's
Yeah.
just a page in the book. And
It's
you're writing
just
a book,
page in the
dude.
book. You're writing a book. And you're writing a book. Yeah.
It's
I'm just
one
so
page.
just one page. And like maybe this one page of like failure or disappointment can blossom into chapters and pages of inspiration in someone else's life.
And look at this. Look at it this way. So many stories are written just like that. Look
Yeah.
at Batman. His parents got murdered on the streets, right? And he became Batman. You know,
Literally.
like holy smokes, bud. There's so many stories. Look at Cinderella. She was spit on by her sisters, and she was just a servant, kind of almost like a slave to her family. And then she ends up being the princess, right?
Yeah. You're like, right? Didn't Cinderella become a princess?
I mean, as a kid, I watched a lot of Disney movies, but do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
so maybe that's what we need to understand is that, maybe this outcome is almost a different beginning for something even greater, something even more beautiful, something even more magnificent than what we had anticipated. And you're actually the superhero in this story. And this negative thing is just giving you the platform that you need to become that superhero.
I think it's important. I think it's like, you can use this song to be disappointed, to process that disappointment in the same way that, likely the band was using it to write it. And then you can use the band, you can use Chester and as the inspiration to know, right? Like that it actually does matter. Like this process, this painful outcome led to something beautiful that touched a lot of people. And I think that that's like, a part of his legacy, that you can use the difficulty of the process to lean in and express and then move forward and create.
That's cool. And it's such a beautiful song. It's such a great track.
It's a good one. We agree with 1.7 billion people.
Yeah.
If you want to help other people in their process, click my 5 best songs to help people, and we will get you going and moving and grooving.
Moving and grooving?
Moving and grooving.
I like moving and grooving. I don't know that I've
Moving and
ever done
grooving.
it, but I like it.
And if you feel like you're having a hard time, if you feel like nothing else matters but the pain of this moment, the pain of your disappointment, please share in the comments below by tagging out HeartSupport, and we will encourage you. And we'll be back soon. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. 100%. I'm pumped. This was great.
Let's go.